Hello, guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo. Should be a lot of fun here as we're going to be streaming live to you guys on the Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch, so hopefully you guys are checking out those streams, sending out some messages as we will shoot you out some luck as you get on after some of this fantastic bingo.
Absolutely, as we can't wait to start giving out these great jackpot prizes. So stick around and get enrolled in the next 20 seconds, as we would love to highlight the lucky player who ended up taking home the jackpot prize from yesterday. As we had a lovely Tuesday, as we gave out one jackpot prize, as it was a whopper of a $7,310 jackpot, as it went out to Not 69 T-Bird over at the Lookout Bar and Grill. Congratulations to that awesome player.
Yeah, me and Jody were actually live during that game, giving out that awesome prize, happy hour action. Hopefully we see you guys out there tonight for some of that happy hour action and try and take home some great prize alongside us as well. As we are in this game with $171 available on our minor jackpot, that is sitting at 52 balls or less. At 51 balls or less, so just one ball earlier than that minor jackpot, you could be taking home $3,999. We also got that mega jackpot at $56,885 at 50 balls or less. All should be a blast as we get on after it. We also would like to give another shout out to the Musco prize, 17 bucks 20 cents, not too bad there. But if you guys enjoy playing these games, I suggest you check out our great social media pages because we got some great info on there for you.
That's right. If you guys head on over to Facebook, search up Pilot Games, and give us a like and follow, you'll be able to stay up to date with all of our weekly bingo schedules, seeing if we have any great event details going on, and really everything in between. We even have a link tree right at the top of our Facebook page where it's got direct links to all of our other social media pages, as well as all of our streaming platforms, pgl.world, as well as all the locations around Minnesota are conveniently listed for you guys right there as well, along with all the charities that you guys could end up supporting at each of those respective locations. We absolutely love seeing you guys come and interact with us, so stay up to date and in the know with our Facebook page today.
Absolutely. We are big fans of those players that are out there commenting, checking in on that Facebook page as we love being able to give out great prizes to those players that are super active. Not that it ups your chances at all, but we like to think it does as we send out luck to those players that are checking out on our Facebook page.
It makes a great community of avid Pilot players, as if you guys have any questions, you can shoot us out a message, and if our team doesn't answer you back quick enough, we've got Pilot players that are in the know already and that will shoot you out an answer as well. It's a great place to stay up to date.
Most likely Mad Dog will be answering you
Yes.
first. As he sometimes gets there before our social media team even gets a chance to. But shout out to you, Mad Dog, as he's always active on those socials. As we got just 3 balls away for some of our players with Jen and a Wisher, I think, was also there. Now Jen is 2 balls away, as we'll wait and see who could take home this great prize. Now Jordan joining up with those 2 players.
Absolutely, as we'll have to see who is going to be taking home this Musco prize. We've moved past all 3 of those jackpots, as $17.20 is going to be finding the iPad of a very lucky player on this first round of Game Day Bingo, as we can't wait to get all the action started on one of the biggest drinking days of the year. Isn't this considered?
I think it is. I think the day before
Thanksgiving.
and the day before Christmas are like 2 of the bigger drinking days of the year. We do have Jen over at the B&B bar taking home that awesome $17.20 Musco prize. Jen was leading the charge for the majority of that game, so it's no surprise that Jen was able to get that lucky ball to fall. As we now get enrolled into this next game. This next game we'll have now that minor jackpot. Click it up from 52 to 54 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun, as we'll also see that major prize click over $4,000. Exciting whenever you see it click up $1,000, as not this game but the next game it should be clicking up from 51 to 52 balls or less. And we also got that mega jackpot at 50 balls or less, 56 grand there.
Absolutely. So make sure to get enrolled and grab those iPads as you do not want to miss out on any of the great cash prizes we have growing here. And speaking of those cash prizes, if you guys want to know what to expect throughout your bingo play-in day, stick around and listen up because we're going to let you know. As each and every day you get your bingo started off with Game Day Bingo that runs from 12 all the way till 1 p.m., just like the games you're playing right now. Then at 1 p.m., Ian and I will go off air, but you guys will jump into your first opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo for the day. At that 1 p.m. round, it's going to have over $68,802 and growing as you grab those iPads and get enrolled in that awesome round of Lucky 4 Bingo right at 1 p.m.
You'll then hop into more Game Day Bingo, once again working on that minor, major, and mega prize as you play it from 1 all the way till 4 p.m., working on whatever prizes me and Jordy don't give out during this awesome lunchtime show. At 4 o'clock, we will then play your second and final opportunity of the day of Lucky 4 Bingo. Another shot maybe at $68,000 if it didn't go out at 1 o'clock. Could be closing in on $69,000 by the time you play at 4 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun in those games of Lucky 4 Bingo, as it is the largest jackpot available today.
That's right, so stick around for those chances, as after that 4 p.m. game, you'll get enrolled into some great Game Day Bingo from 4 all the way till 6 p.m. And some may say it's the happiest hours of the day, as it's our great happy hour bingo, as you get to try and take home one of these awesome prizes for yourself. Then at 6 p.m., as today is a Wednesday, you'll get your first chance at Pilot Payday for the week. That's right, you guys can check out Pilot Payday every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. to try and take home that $2,500 jackpot prize for yourself. It's on a 10-cent card, as you guys can only check it out 3 times a week, so make sure you guys come on out tonight at 6 p.m. for a little Pilot Payday action.
As that'll lead you into more Game Day Bingo that normally runs from 6 all the way till 10 p.m., but we will have a little interruption tonight with some awesome Wild Wednesday action. It's Wednesday already, as from 7 all the way to around 8:15, 8:30, you'll be playing PGL matchups. Should be a lot of fun as you start off that Wild Wednesday with some Blingo Bingo. That is a high-low game at 7 o'clock. High-low games are fun because you switch it up with the best player in the state taking home a first-place prize, which that's not the shake-up. The shake-up is that the worst player in the state will take home the exact same prize as the first-place player. You just don't want to find yourself in the middle in the high-low game. So either be really bad or really good in that game of Blingo Bingo at 7 p.m. You'll then hop into a game of Lucky Sevens action at 7:15, as you'll then play Winter Wonderland at 7:30, leading into a fantastic matchup of Vikings Victory, one of my personal favorites, as you have a large and small jackpot available in that game. Even can be won if you're not one of our top 12 winners in that game of Vikings Victory.
That's right, so stick around for that, as after you get an 8 p.m. round of top 10 action before you have your final PGL game of Fishing Derby at 8:15. Then you guys jump into some great Game Day Bingo chances, 2 rounds to finish off a little bit of Wild Wednesday, but then you'll get to continue playing those great Game Day Bingo games all the way till 10 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We hope to see you guys out there enjoying those awesome games on that Wild Wednesday. Usually me and Jordy are there during those Wild Wednesday, but tonight we will be here for a happy hour action instead, as we usually don't broadcast on happy hour and then come out on Wild Wednesday. Tonight it will be a little switch up since we want to get home a little early, make sure we're getting ready for those awesome Thanksgiving festivities tomorrow. But if you guys enjoy that PGL action on Wednesday nights, you could also come out for our other PGL special night, MegaSota Game Night. That gets started at 6:40 every single Tuesday. Lots of PGL points to be won, as well as a Jackpot Jungle Grand Finale prize that you could take home $29,296 in 54 balls or less. It is definitely a fun game there.
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun, so make sure you guys come on out and don't miss out. We have our winner here as Tubbs at the Buffalo Wild Wings Mankato, as well as Lucky Rosie over at VFW Spring Lake Park. Both get to split up that awesome must-go prize. $20 is getting split between both of those awesome players. Stick around, as we'll have that minor jackpot up at 56 balls or less getting into this next game. You definitely do not want to miss out as we start talking about some great national days.
Our first one is National Taiwan On Day. National Taiwan On Day might confuse people with its name. However, it is not not at all about going out, getting crazy, and drinking too much, while others are at home working hard preparing for tomorrow's big Thanksgiving meal. So, what is the day about? I thought it would. Okay. So this day celebrates the apron as the past generations of women who wore them, and it was also created as a day to bring joy to the life of someone in need and celebrate the spirit of giving. Interesting. So, multifaceted day. Through the years, aprons have served many purposes. They've protected hands from hot items coming out of the oven. In a moment of sadness, they've wiped tears away. Generation after generation, they protect our clothes while we cook. Though we also protect shy young children from as they hide from strangers during moments of haste or even humor, they handedly swat away unwelcome kitchen visitors, such as cats, flies, and cookie snatchers. This is a very confusing day, with just all the different meanings behind it.
It's just saying all the different uses that aprons have served throughout the years, and
Yeah, yeah. They've carried eggs, vegetables, toys, and even the catch of the day. Apron fans us as we wait for cakes to finish cooking and on cool mornings. They've warmed hands waiting for children at the bus stop or for the postman. Occasionally, they even make us feel a little more adept in the kitchen, too.
absolutely, I definitely feel more professional in the kitchen when I have an apron on. I can't say that that is typically something I chuck on. It's something that I definitely should, as I have ruined the fronts of different shirts with grease that splatters up from cooking. But it's definitely a super fun one, and it's a fun play on words, as the National Taiwan Day is actually about tying on your apron and getting ready for the holiday season. As being in the kitchen brings so many warm memories to so many, as well as it's just a really fun national day. As like Ian was saying, there are many ways that the apron has come into play.
Yeah, it has. I didn't. There was some that I had never even thought of how they would come into play. But National Taiwan Day, a great one to highlight. If you had an apron design, what kind of apron design do you want? Do you just want a plain one? Do you want one with a lot of different like botanical plants, whatever you
No,
may
I
be?
think I would like a neutral color scheme, like beiges and tans and browns, and I would like maybe either just plain or maybe a plaid,
Or a plaid?
and then maybe just like my name or like Chef Jordana or something right on the
Oh,
chest.
okay.
I really like those. I know as I was cooking with your mom just 2 weekends
Yeah.
ago, she asked specifically this Christmas that she wants an apron.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My family is an apron family. They've rocked aprons for quite some time. My dad actually is the one that wears the apron more often than my mom
Yeah.
does, as he does the barbecue
Hmm.
cooking and just like putting rub on meat and doing all
Yeah.
those kinds of things. You kind of need an apron in those situations, and so he rocks the apron a little bit more than my mom does. But that's cool that she's trying to get her own apron soon.
Absolutely. I have an apron myself. I typically have only used it though when I have needed like a sling to put my clingy cat in, as I have put him in the apron and
Yeah.
tied him onto my body multiple
But
times.
but you choose most of the time just not to wear it.
I just don't think to, and I definitely should. Like, I'm notorious for, like, like the wiping of your fingers right on the sides of your legs.
Yeah.
And so I would save so many of my clothing if I just got an apron that I wore.
Absolutely. It would be a great thing to just start becoming a regular habit within the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Well, happy National Taiwan Day. We did finish up this game with a $37 Musco prize going out to KTR over the Crooked Pint Ale House, White Park. Congratulations to you, KTR, taking home our Musco prize as we now get enrolled into this next game. Minor jackpot. Click it up from 56 to 58 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as you guys just have a little under 2 minutes to get enrolled into this upcoming action.
Absolutely. So grab those iPads and get enrolled as we jump into our next national day, National Jukebox Day. And this day, before gathering around the turkey, gather around the nearest jukebox and celebrate National Jukebox Day. As Americans flock to their hometowns for Thanksgiving, many will head out to the neighborhood bars and restaurants. They will catch up with friends and family and celebrate by playing great songs on their local jukebox.
Absolutely a great one. Whenever I hear jukebox, I always think of Jukebox Hero. That's just playing in my head right now. And
Great song.
It is a great song. But jukeboxes are super fun to be able to put out your music and everything like that. My favorite person to see get on the jukebox is our old co-host John, as he loves to put on just things that do not fit with the bar that he is at. He will go out there and put on some, I don't know, Nicki Minaj at a country bar, and you're like, that was a choice, buddy, but it is hilarious because he then is like, wait for this, watch. And we just people watch as people react to Nicki Minaj coming on in a country bar. And it's quite funny. It's quite funny.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not like that. I enjoy a fitting tune to my surroundings. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the jukebox. And whenever I think of Jukebox Hero specifically, I think of Guitar Hero.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I first got introduced to Jukebox Hero. So there was a lot of those classic songs that got introduced to me.
I know, like Hotel California and stuff.
Yeah, through Guitar Hero. Just because my family's not like a huge like just music family. We don't listen to a lot of music that they would put on iHeartRadio. That's about it. And so whatever played on there. But so a lot of the classic rock music you'd kind of hear through Guitar Hero. And so, yeah, a lot of those classic jukebox jams I learned there.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the jukebox. I had my cousin, who is a similar menace to previous co-host John. He one time we were all out at a bar and he decided to spend about $30 worth on the jukebox and just play the same song for about 2.5 hours on repeat. And he was like, it's prepaid for.
That's hilarious.
And it was horrendous.
Did you guys leave before it ended?
Yeah.
So it was still playing the song by the time while you guys left?
Yes.
That is hilarious.
We were only there for probably like 30-45 minutes after he had spent the money. Because it was like 11:30
and it probably took like
until close, probably.
It probably took 20 minutes before it even got to his song. And then by the time it started, it was just not going to stop.
Yeah.
What was people's reaction when they like heard the song for like the third time in a row?
Oh, I don't think people noticed until it was pretty close to when we were leaving, and then all of a sudden we hear people at the table next to us being like, "Has this song been just playing on repeat?" And they were like, yeah, I noticed that too. I didn't know if anyone else noticed that, if it was just me. And we just heard like collective little conversations about it after that, and it was very funny. No one was that upset about it. I think he played "Living on a Prayer" just like constantly, and so it wasn't like a horrendous song to pick, but man, it got old.
I can absolutely see that. Like they should have imagine if they played he played like what's the song that's like 8 minutes long,
like "Stairway to Heaven" or
no, I'm thinking of
Pink Floyd.
I actually have it in my day and his American Pie. Because it's 8 minutes and 36 seconds long. You just played that on repeat like 7 times in a row. That would get old so quick.
I remember Ian and I were camping one time, and the group that we were with played "Sweet Caroline" just twice in a row, and it was too much.
Yeah, you had decided. I thought it was fun. You hated it though.
I did.
Yeah, you're a big hater on repeated music. You're like, move on, get over it. But everybody was getting together and singing along with it, and so it was a really cute little fun camping moment that I thought.
Wow, way to make me feel like the bad guy.
Well, you are the bad guy in that situation.
It's not like I stopped the fun.
No, you didn't. You just hated on it from afar.
I did. I'll stand on that.
Happy National Jukebox Day as we move on to National Craft Jerky Day. Craft Jerky Day on November 27th recognizes the craft jerky is the standard of which all other jerky is measured. It awakens the taste buds and ignites the opinions of jerky fans around the world.
Absolutely, as we have some winners here as Chrissy Boss, as well as Lucky One, and Super D. JBW, as all 4 of them get to split up $43 on that awesome Musco prize. That minor jackpot will be at 60 balls or less getting into this next game. Don't miss out, get enrolled. but we were talking about craft jerky. I gotta say, I am a huge fan of jerky. I don't really know the difference between just jerky and craft jerky, though.
Yeah, I really can't tell you what
As
is.
apparently it's the cut above the rest.
Yeah. So the most famous craft jerky brands are Rogue Jerky Company, the Appalachian Jerky Company, Rage Beef Jerky, Righteous Felon, Jeff's Famous Beef Jerky, Wicked Cuts, as well as Parasex Family Smokehouse. All some great craft jerky brands. I can't say that I am super familiar with them, but I love jerky in general. So whenever I can get my hand on a unique slice of jerky, one of those homemade jerkies from like a what are they called? For one where they make meat.
Processing?
Yeah, from
Butcher?
Yeah, from a butcher shop. I'm always super happy to have it.
Absolutely, as we have some really great places up in northern Michigan, just about an hour from us, that have really great meat processing places, and they just have the best jerkies. Especially as you get closer to the UP and into the UP of Michigan, it is incredible. I absolutely love the jerky we have here. I have been really spoiled as my dad always made really great jerky as well, as he loved to smoke venison jerky, and so I am a big fan, and I am really hoping that we have some when we go back to see my parents this weekend.
He did catch himself a deer, so
Yeah.
maybe if it was processed in time. Because was it last weekend that he caught the deer?
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Okay, so we do have a shot at the jerky
It
being
was a
there.
shot.
It's gonna be tough, but
It's cutting it close, yeah.
I gotta hope. You know.
Fingers and toes are crossed.
Speaking of living on a prayer.
Yes.
Well, happy National Craft Jerky Day. Enjoy some of that for you. My favorite's the smokehouse jerky. I think that's so good.
Yeah.
Smokehouse flavor.
Yeah. I don't really know what my dad would call his. It's smoky and spicy.
Smoky and spicy.
Yeah, delicious. I also like a good teriyaki. I like a good turkey jerky. I'm a big fan of jerkies in general.
Yeah, jerkies are super
I like
fun.
trying the different kinds that you can find as well. And
Yeah.
especially if they sell those like packs of cheese curds there as well at those meat markets. I'm in heaven. I love that. That is like my kind of charcuterie. I remember one time we were driving home. It was like 10 a.m. in the morning, and we had a night out previously. And so we were a little worse for wear on our drive home in the morning. And we stopped at a gas station that happened to be attached to a meat market, and I got a container of just jerkies and cheeses. And I just remember eating just fistfuls of it on the drive home at 10 a.m., and it was a beautiful thing.
That is a great one. We got 10 balls away for some of our players as we move on to our next national day, National Bavarian Cream Pie Day.
Wow.
Each year on November 27th, National Bavarian Cream Pie Day recognizes a pie that makes a grand entrance. The rich and delectable dessert is possible thanks to the French chef Marie Antoinette Karim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I can't say that I've necessarily tried a Bavarian cream pie before, but I gotta say thank you to Marie Antoine Karim, as this is definitely a super delicious looking dessert, as I would absolutely love to get my hands on it. It seems like it is just a sweet, creamy pie that you really can't go wrong with.
Yeah, definitely a cool one to be.
I think I've had a chocolate Bavarian pie.
I was about to say, because I was like, I feel like it's kind of crazy to think that you've stayed for years at a place called the Bavarian Inn, and you have never had a Bavarian cream pie. Like in a town.
How am I supposed to?
Huh?
I don't think that they have. I don't think that's like a thing that they do there.
It would be shocking to me if they don't, because that's
No,
like
at
half
the
the
end of-
businesses there are themed after Bavarian
Okay.
dishes and.
In Frankenmuth, Michigan, there's a place called the Bavarian Inn. And then in the Bavarian Inn, they have the Bavarian restaurant. And in there, they have these German fried chicken dinners that you can get. And at the end of those dinners, you get a cup of ice cream as your dessert.
Yeah.
why don't they do Bavarian cream pie?
I'm right there with you. We got $72 going out in this game as RHP over the Pearl Lake Lounge is taking home our must-go win of $72.20. Congratulations in this game number 5, as we'll now be getting enrolled into our game number 6 with that minor jackpot clicking up from 60 to 62 balls or less. Definitely a great one to be able to highlight here on today. Bavarian cream pie tastes great with a graham cracker crust, a little homemade vanilla bean pastry cream, and that's lightly whipped with whipped cream, and maybe even a toasted coconut there as well to be able to enjoy.
Absolutely. I think I would very much enjoy this pie. I'm a big fan of just like vanilla flavor in general, and so I could definitely get behind this. It seems like it would be very, very sweet though, so
Yeah, I'm
enter
down
with
with
caution.
it, though. I'm down with it. Seems like a tasty one. Well, happy National Bavarian Cream Pie Day. Enjoy this delicious dish on today.
I also think that I've had like a donut filled with Bavarian cream and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like that
okay.
seems more like it's come across my path.
Okay, because yeah, it feels crazy for you to spend as much time in that small town that has all those Bavarian themed things that you've never enjoyed all the different delicacies that are there.
When in Bavaria.
When in Bavaria, I actually want to go there sometime soon with your brother.
To Bavaria?
Yeah, to Bavaria. It feels like you enter a whole new world.
If you guys end up ever heading your way over to Michigan, go and check out Frankenmuth. It's an incredible little German town that has awesome little shops, restaurants, antiques, the whole shebang.
And the Bavarian Inn.
And it's just you can get lost in Bavaria.
Well, moving on. We do have just 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get rolled into this game, as we got a little Vikings news to talk about. As Sam Darnold figured the Vikings would have recovered the Bears' onside kick near the end of regulation. Well, that wouldn't be the case, as it got a little bit more complicated for us to get
Just a wee bit, Harry.
which ended up being a positive result in the end. Sam Darnold actually threw 90 yards in overtime to get to 330 total yards, and those 90 yards actually set up a Parker Romo's game-ending 29-yard field goal. I know we were worried about Parker Romo if he could show up in the clutch. We just never seen it, and he did come out and play a good game for us as Minnesota outlasted Chicago 30-27 on Sunday after giving up an 11-point lead in the 11 points in the final 22 seconds of regulation. 22 seconds to score 11 points is insane.
Shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't have happened, but when you get an onside kick, that makes it a lot easier to score those points quickly. But Darnold threw 2 touchdown passes. Jordan Addison caught 8 passes and led the game in receiving and had a career high 162 yards and a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson had 114 yards receiving for the Vikings, who remain one game behind Detroit in the rugged NFC North. Crazy that it's already going to see another NFC North matchup tomorrow, as I think it's Lions versus Bears. So we're going to see how that goes down. Can the Bears play Detroit close? It'd be awesome if we could close our gap with the Lions just a little bit. But in that matchup, Vikings, it does look like Ivan Pace Jr. is going to be out for our game this Sunday. He was placed on IR. He's been having a fantastic season, and so that's going to be a interesting one. We also have some interesting quarterback news to cover.
Right. As we have a new signing, as Daniel Jones will be looking to join us after he was released from the Giants.
Yeah. So interesting selection. Obviously, I think Daniel Jones looking for a new home.
He's going to be starting on the practice squad.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me there, but kind of gives you a question mark. I like this move because if we don't get Sam Darnold for another year extension kind of thing, and we still want to believe in the development of J.J. McCarthy, and we think, oh, well, J.J. McCarthy isn't going to be ready because of injury to start next year. Maybe we get a good look at Daniel Jones. We get to see what he's going to be looking like in this upcoming season, so we can kind of decide, is he going to be a guy that we can have kind of a Sam Darnold-like reclamation project, or is it going to be one of those situations where we see it in practice? We're like, okay, there's a reason why the Giants let him go, and we'd rather go find somebody else to be that 1 year before we decide on J.J. McCarthy.
Well, we'll keep you guys updated with everything our Vikings decide, but we do have a winner here as Gopher Fan as well as Super D, Mama Tra, and BBB. Mikey Mike, Chrissy Boss. All of those crazy all those crazy players are splitting up $502. At least it was a giant jackpot to be able to split up between all those different players. Awesome stuff. We'll have a double Musco prize getting into this next round. Just under 2 minutes to get enrolled. Grab those iPads, as you definitely do not want to miss out.
Absolutely, and you guys won't want to miss out on our matchup tonight for our Sunday for our Vikings, as they're going to be playing the Cardinals at 12 o'clock in Minnesota. You can send some luck out to our Minnesota Vikings by playing the great E-Tab game. Vikings victory. You could even pick a letter in the Skull bonus round. See if you take home one of those awesome jackpot prizes.
Absolutely. But speaking of prizes, we have had a ton of you guys out there taking home these prizes all throughout this season 16 so far, and we have had you earning points towards our game day bingo standings, and we want to highlight all the different players and where they currently stand. In 10th place, we have Mike at the American Legion Brooklyn Center, as they currently sit with 86,000 points. Ahead of them, in 9th place, we have, with 90,000 points, Fast Eddie over at Hiller's Last Call Liquor. 8th place is Yags370 over at the Sidetrack with 93,000 points. While, with 99,000 points, in 7th place, we have 6'9 T-Bird over at the Lookout Bar and Grill. Only 1,000 points separating them in 6th place, Maggie over at the Heartland University, who currently sits with exactly 100,000 points. While right ahead of them with 104,000 points in 5th place, we have Viddy at the Municipal Liquor Store, Akeley. 4th place is Jer Bear at the B&B Sports Bar and Grill, as they currently sit with 105,000 points. Man, neck and neck for a ton of these players. 3rd place, we have Brother Nate at Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar, Burnsville, with 170,000 points. Then, in the 200,000 point club, 2nd place, we have Mimi at the L&M Bar with 211,000 points. And in 1st place, nobody's surprised here, as our reigning champ is still Call Me Jen over at JR Mac, currently sitting with 360,000 points so far on this season.
Great job to Call Me Jen and all of those awesome players who play some great game day bingo, as we move on to the location side of those standings. 10th place, we got the Old Piper in Blaine with 160,000 points. With 183,000 points in 9th place, we got Danny's Dugout. As 8th place is the Lookout Bar and Grill with 187,000 points. With 196,000 points in 7th place, we got the Sidetrack. As 6th place is the Riverboat Depot with 218,000 points. With 254,000 points in 5th place, we got VFW Spring Lake Park. As Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville sits in 4th with 258,000 points. With 286,000 points in 3rd place, we got Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. As 2nd place is the L&M Bar with 302,000 game day bingo points. As our number 1 location, home to our number 1 player, it is JR Mac with 443,000 game day bingo points.
Well, congratulations to all those players and the locations that they have been helping out with each of their wins. Make sure you guys come on out to secure your spot in these standings in the tail end of this season 16, as we can't wait to see how they end off, as you guys will absolutely need to be coming out for every opportunity you can to take home these great these great game day bingo points and these even better jackpot prizes along the way.
Absolutely. But as you guys have fun getting after these prizes, I'd suggest you also check out our e-tabs. We have over 70 different charitable e-tab games that you can play anytime, and win huge prizes up to $1,500. These games have small bets ranging from 50 cents to $5, with awesome bonus and free play rounds in those games. We'd love for you to check them out.
Absolutely, guys. Go and check out all of our different e-tab games. I want to highlight one of my personal favorite, Wicked Seas. It came out this past year as a lot of fun as you hit the high seas, as you try and plunder some awesome booty for yourself. We have awesome jackpot prizes just heading your way. Go and check out Wild Seas today.
Absolutely. Definitely a great one to be able to highlight. Yeah, I can't figure out what the bonus round is called in that one. But there's also the great e-tab game, Bunyan's Babes. This one's themed after Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox, as you can try and take home some great prizes in those awesome games, as it's very Minnesota themed, as we know that Paul Bunyan, he came from Minnesota.
Well, we got Big Al's gal over at the Oleander Saloon taking home $148. Congratulations to that great player. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next round. We'll have that minor jackpot back up at 54 balls or less. One more shout out to that awesome player taking home that double Musco prize.
Yeah, great job, Big Al's gal. As we now get enrolled into this next game. This next game will have some great prizes on the line as we play in what is this game number 8 now of Game Day Bingo? I think I think it's a game number 8 as we get enrolled over the next minute 40 seconds. As we do so, we got some fun movies that were released on today throughout history, as we'll be starting off with the 1985 work, Rocky 4?
Yes.
That Rocky 4? Yes. The best Rocky in me and Jordy's opinion, I think, as this one stars Dolph Lundgren as Ivan Drago, as you also got Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa, Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed, other fantastic actors and actresses in this work as well. Very, very well done Rocky movie.
Yeah, this is definitely the best done Rocky film. I can't say that it is my favorite.
Really? Is your favorite the first one and the second one? Like, those two I feel
the
like
The second one was my favorite.
Second one is your favorite?
Yeah. I kind of consider the first two, like, lumped together, though.
It's
like a part 1 and part 2.
We watched them almost back to back, so it was like...
They feel like a part 1 and part 2. Like, it's like the origin and then, like... him staking his claim.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a two-part bout between him and Apollo Creed.
So good. I love it. That if I could combine them, and that would be my favorite movie.
Well, and today they probably would make it one big movie, as like these movies are probably an hour 30 minutes, and now they just make it a 3-hour movie and
I
call
miss
it
the
good.
hour 30 movie length. This was such a good chunk of time to sit down and watch a film.
Yeah.
Like, we even were trying to do a double feature for Ian's birthday this past weekend, and we wanted to go see Gladiator 2 as well as Wicked. As then we went to look at the screen time on both of them, and they were at least 2 hours and 40 minutes each. No, thank you. We are not spending 6 hours at the movie theater.
No, that's a full work day basically.
But if it was an hour and a half to 2 hours each film, we absolutely could have done that.
Oh, as a kid, I used to do double features with my grandpa once every summer. That was a thing that we did as kids. We'd go out right at 12 o'clock, watch 2 movies, and we'd be out of the theater by
dinner time.
By around
4:30.
4 o'clock, 3:30 kind of deal, and we'd go get lunch. Kind of thing, or like a early dinner type dealio. Yeah, it was always a great time, and so it's very, very different now with how the movie run times are. I do kind of like the long movie run times because I feel like you can make better movies with it. But I do like I feel like, like Rocky, they didn't need it because they just made a bunch of movies that were an hour 30, and you just could kind of watch all of them in a certain time.
Yeah, I have a harder time with how movies are made today because they are 3-hour long movies, and because they put so much more into them than they once did, that they don't pump out the movies like they used to.
Oh,
like we got these like every 5, well, I guess it was like every 4 to 5 years still, but you have to wait like a full 6 years before you get sequels now.
Yeah, because they're full 3-hour movies where you could probably have gotten 2 movies during
and
that
the filming
span.
would have taken about half the time.
Yeah, I get that.
And the post-editing would have taken shorter. It's just,
Yeah.
More goes into it.
No, it definitely does. Rocky 4, though, a great Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
Part of my,
Probably the best Rocky.
Yeah, the best done Rocky, but, there's a special place. There's no better quotable Rocky movies than the first 2. The first 2 Rocky movies are so quotable and so good.
Well, you get yeah.
But the most iconic training scene in every Rocky movie is in Rocky 4 when he's training in that frozen barn. Is so sick.
I completely agree.
Do I tell you what though? The final movie, Rocky Balboa, that is one I always remember.
The training sequence.
Yeah, the training sequence, because he goes into like a frozen meat locker and just starts beating up on these like
on the pork slabs.
On the pork slabs, and it's crazy. So I always remember that one just for how like weird it was.
Yeah.
But Rocky 4, definitely the most iconic.
Absolutely. Well, up next in 1991, we have one of my personal favorite movies of all time, like top three of my favorite movies ever, My Girl, released on today.
Yeah, it has two really cute kid actors in Anna Klumsky and Macaulay Culkin. You also got Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, other big names as well. As we do have our winner here as S Cat Pack 18 over at the Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards is taking home our must go prize of $37.40. Congratulations to you. As we now get enrolled into this next game, minor jackpot, click it up from 54 to 56 balls or less as we head into this game number 9.
Absolutely, and as we get enrolled in this next game, we're going to talk about My Girl, the film released on today. This stars Anna Klumsky as the young daughter of Dan Aykroyd, who owns and manages a funeral home. And they live in the house that he is a mortician in the basement, and they have the funerals on their main floor, and she lives upstairs. And you get to see how living that way affects a young girl and how she is desensitized to that until it's something that personally affects her. And we have Jamie Lee Curtis, who gets hired in as, she's just a cosmetologist, and she gets hired in as the makeup artist for the deceased clients.
Wow.
And she starts a romance with Dan Aykroyd, and so you get to see Jamie Lee Curtis become the stepmother to Anna Klumsky, and Macaulay Culkin plays Thomas J, and he is her best friend that lives down the street. And it is just an incredible movie that makes me cry every single time I watch it.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but it was good enough to get a sequel, My Girl 2, that came out in 1994.
Yeah, she goes and finds her mom in California, and it's a very cute movie as well. Definitely not as good as the first one, and I don't want to say too much because I'm definitely going to make Ian watch My Girl at some point, and I feel like it's very pivotal not to go in with too much knowledge.
Yeah. Well, next up, released on today in 1996, we got 101 Dalmatians. This is an iconic work for us as kids, I feel like. You got Cruella de Vil, played by Glenn Close. You got Hugh Laurie as Jasper. You got a bunch of fun actors and actresses working in this work as you get in animals with voices, and I love these movies. I loved the genre of movies where it was real animals that they just like dubbed voices onto and didn't like put like a fake mouth of them talking or anything like that. They just were like dubbed voices.
Do the dogs talk in this live action one? I don't think so.
Do they not?
I don't think so.
Am I completely off on that one? I thought I remember them talking. Maybe it's just because there's so many of those movies where they do talk, where like the animals do talk, and like every animated adaptation of 101 Dalmatians, they talk. But yeah, maybe they don't talk in the 101 and 102 Dalmatian movies.
But yeah, I loved these live action works when I was a kid. I really, really loved Glenn Close as Cruella.
She'll always be my Cruella.
Oh my goodness, she does such a good job. So much to the point where I didn't realize it was Glenn Close because as a child she was just like very much Cruella de Vil.
For sure.
I also love the song Cruella de Vil that came from the 101 Dalmatians. I love her whole aesthetic. I think it is super, super fun. And then we also have a niece that was just recently born, and her middle name is Dolores, and that has a tie to, I think, the original author of 101 Dalmatians. And so each night, our cousin, the mother of our niece, she has been reading 101 Dalmatians to her daughter every night.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's their bedtime routine right now.
Yeah, definitely a cool one. Well, definitely a fun one to be able to highlight. I was wrong. None of the animals talk in.
Yeah, it's not until the animated one, right?
Yeah, the animated one, that was the 1961 rendition. It talked that it was what the movie was based off of. But moving on, next movie released on today in 2013, we got an animated classic, Frozen. This is one of the better animated works to come out in the 2010s, and probably maybe the most popular animated work to come out in the 2010s. Absolutely huge, starring Kristen Bell as Anna, uh,
Adina.
Adina Menzel as Elsa. You got other fun actors and actresses throughout this work as well. It's a fun little mix of comedy and adventure, family musical kind of deal that you can enjoy. That was released on today.
I'm surprised that it has 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I thought it would have higher. Frozen is definitely one that was well loved when it came out. I think it is the first one that set in motion the love of the new gen Disney movies. And so it like bred the excitement for Moana and those movies that came after and Encanto. But Frozen definitely set the ball moving. And so it's definitely a fun one to highlight on today.
Yeah, we do have our players here as player and RHP are splitting up our must-go prize, $47.90 in this game number 9. We'll now be getting enrolled into our game number 10. With that minor jackpot, click it up to 58 balls or less and closing in now on $200. As there you have it, already at $223. Should be a lot of fun as we continue to compete. Yeah, this was a fun time in Disney Pixar animated works with this Tangled, a few other fun animated works that came out in those early 2010s.
Absolutely. This is definitely a well-loved one. Maybe go and give Frozen a watch on today. Also coming out on today back in 2019, we've got Knives Out. This is a star-studded cast of people that came together for a murder mystery inheritance film. I absolutely love this first Knives Out. This stars Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, as he is the detective in charge. We've got Anna de Armas. We've got Chris Evans, Catherine Langford, Christopher Plummer, Ryan Johnson, Jamie Lee Curtis, and even more Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, just goes on and on.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite modern murder mystery. I maybe my favorite murder mystery
Love
ever.
this one, yeah.
I don't know if there's any murder mystery that I enjoy more, and I'm a big fan of the murder mystery genre.
I agree.
Of movies, and so this one was just super well done. You get to enjoy a lot of different things. I love Benoit Blanc, our country detective that goes out there and does some really good work in that.
I know he's country, but he's French.
Yeah, yeah. He's fully American. He just
Yeah.
has a French name.
Yeah.
And I thought the sequel, Knives Out Glass Onion, was almost just as good. Like it was a really
Almost.
well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it didn't quite capture the same
But still very enjoyable.
enjoyment because I mean, I feel like you couldn't because you kind of knew what you were getting into with the second one. Where the first one I was like I don't know how good I'm going to enjoy this one. It's just
So good.
it's just a murder mystery. Like, how good can it be? And then it ended up being so entertaining. The humor in it hits in a lot of the different aspects. They keep it very, very hard to predict throughout that work as you kind of throw out multiple predictions as you watch that movie.
And each thing gets disproved with each passing scene.
Yeah, and it's so...
And you think you know, because you get a pretty broad picture early on of what actually happens, and
Yeah.
you know who is responsible for what happens pretty early on, but it just keeps unfolding.
Yeah, it gets so interesting. Knives Out.
Tugs on the heartstrings, too.
Yeah, Knives Out, released on today in 2019. Definitely a fun one to be able to highlight.
Also released on today, this current year, you guys can go and check it out in theaters near you. We've got Moana 2 coming on out.
Yeah, super fun stuff. I know that you've already talked with your friend, my cousin, that you're gonna go watch with our little nephew. This in theaters at some point, and it should be a really fun watch. I'm excited for it. I really thought the first one was very entertaining, and I have high expectations for the second one. I think they can make it fun. But it all comes down to how good they can make the soundtrack, because the first one, the soundtrack was so fun. It was so good. I had downloaded like 3 of the songs after the first time I watched it, and so hopefully it's that good once again.
Absolutely. Big fan of the first one. Yeah, there's very specific songs from the first one that I absolutely loved, and I am pretty confident that they'll have a few that are just absolute
I'm looking
jams
forward to
as
it.
well.
I can't believe that this is coming out in 2024, and we're already are seeing them filming the live action Moana out there. I saw a clip of The Rock in
Maui.
his Maui costume, and they put him in a bodysuit.
To be even bigger?
To be even bigger
Well,
than...
I mean, Maui is supposed to be larger than life,
Oh,
literally.
absolutely. But for somebody that is as large as Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
I want
to
a
throw
picture
on,
of, like, a normal person standing next to him.
it's crazy. He looks so huge. It is so funny.
Oh, I can't wait. I think it'll be so funny. Yeah, one of the first things that comes up when you look up Moana live action is the fact that he's wearing an insane bodysuit to make him look
Yeah.
massive.
Like,
He's such a diva. He is such a diva. I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He is such a celebrity now.
so funny.
Oh my gosh.
We do have our winner is Chrissy Voss over at HR Pest. She's taking home $51.50 on our Must Go win. Congratulations to you, Chrissy Voss, in this awesome game number 10. We'll now be getting enrolled into a game number 11 as that minor jackpot clicks up to 60 balls or less. Any last little talks about the movies released on today?
Maybe give one of them a watch. We've got Rocky 4, My Girl, 101 Dalmatians, Frozen, Knives Out, and Moana 2. I don't know if you guys have been around here for the last week, but we have had some awesome movies released this past week in history.
Yeah, it's been well. I feel like November
And December. Yeah.
Whenever you get into breaks, like whenever school goes on, like high school goes on a week long or more break,
a long weekend break or anything.
you get some really good movies going out because they know that you can get them out.
And they also wait until the end of the year to put out what like they think is going to be like the movies of the year, so it's fresh in everyone's head when award season comes around. And so it's very strategic that the best movies of the year always get released on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, during those times. It's a great time. We got 1 minute to get enrolled into this game number 11 as we are playing some Wild themed game day bingo. So we'll check in with our Wild as they just lost recently to the Winnipeg Jets 4-1 on Monday. Kirill Kaprizov returned to the lineup but didn't see him score a single point, snapping his franchise record 11-game point streak as he's still the NHL's number 2 scorer. He was absent for 1 game due to the lower body injury suffered last Thursday in Edmonton, but getting him back ready. Hopefully he's fully revved up to play in our next matchup.
That's right, as we have another game happening today at 6 p.m. Should be some really exciting stuff as we go up against the Sabres. It is an away game, so we'll have to see how we fare. But if you want to show your support for our Wild, go and check out the great E-Tab game, Let's Go Wild. You guys can check it out wherever you play Pilot games, and even check out that Slapshot bonus round to try and take home some huge prizes for yourself.
For sure, but also themed after our Wild is our Wild Wednesday. Coming up tonight, one of those awesome PGL nights, and as you guys play in those PGL nights, you're actually earning points towards the PGL standing. To earn those points, you got to sign up at PGL.org, become a member of our league. Not only do you earn points, but you also get insider info with a monthly newsletter that comes along with it.
That's right, as we love seeing everybody come on out and fight for those spots in the PGL standings. We hop into 10th place with Jim P. at the Third Crossing Bar and Grill. They currently sit with 1,062,565 points. 1,155,995 points for
295 points.
295 points for 9th place Drumski at the Underground Bar and Grill. 8th place is Mad Dog over at the Lincoln Depot. They've got 1,226,105 points. 7th place was Cal Peace over at the Dayton Bar and Grill, as they currently sit with 1,255,870 points. Rakuda over at the Devo Sandbar currently sits in 6th place, as they have 1,287,195 points. Then, with 1,331,435 points in 5th place, we have Nelly over at Brian's Bar and Grill. Ahead of Nelly, we've got Keese over in 4th place at the Midtown Bar and Grill with 1,341,234 points. Then, with 1,362,474 points in 3rd place, we have Sloppy playing over at Malone's Bar and Grill. 2nd place is Bazzy Blings at the Wheelhouse, as they have 1,456,925 points. And in 1st place, it is none other than Hermie, as they currently sit over at the Atomic Star Tavern with 1,773,330 points on this season so far.
Great job to you, Hermie, and all of those awesome players earning so many points. Now on to the location side of these standings. At 10th place is the Blue Brick in Mankato with 1,357,635 points. with 1,535,195 points. In ninth place, we got Devo Sandbar in Gilbert. Eighth place is Malone's Bar and Grill in Maple Grove, as they sit with 1,556,614 points. As Brian's Bar and Grill in Stillwater sits in seventh, with 1,564,375 points. Sixth place is the Wheelhouse of Anoka, as they sit with 1,592,730 points. As the Midtown Bar and Grill St. Cloud sits in fifth place with 1,940,109 points. With 1,953,980 points in fourth place, we got the Atomic Star Tavern in Mankato. Before I get into our entire top three, who are all in the 2 million point club, we do have our winner here.
GWV, Rusty, HHH, as well as Catch22 all get to split up $84. Congratulations between those 4 lucky players. Make sure to get enrolled as we have that minor jackpot still on the line in this final round of Game Day Bingo that Ian and I will be here live with you guys for. We already have it closing in on $350 as it will be sitting at 62 balls or less in this next game. Look at that, closing in on $450 now. You still have about a minute 40 seconds to grab those iPads and get enrolled, but we have a top 3 location standings we still need to highlight.
Yeah, PGL locations. In third place, we got the Boulevard Bar and Grill Coon Rapids with 2,045,665 points. With 2,096,750 points. In second place, we got the Third Crossing Bar and Grill in Frazee. And in first place, leading the charge with 2,655,225 points, it is the Underground Bar and Grill in Mankato.
Congratulations to all of those players and locations that have been fighting tooth and nail on our PGL specialty nights to try and take home those points for yourself. If you plan on coming out and getting ready for this upcoming Season 17, go and sign up at pgl.world today to earn those PGL points and get that insider information like the monthly newsletter.
Absolutely. If you are out here competing in these awesome games, we would like to remind you that when you're playing Pilot games, don't forget to share those awesome player pictures with us. We absolutely love seeing your smiling faces, and if you happen to hit a jackpot, hold up your iPad and show off that happy face with a jackpot message. We'd love to celebrate with you. You can also send us pictures of you playing with your friends or your favorite bartender. To share your pics, you can either direct message them to us on Facebook, post them with the hashtag PilotGames, or email them to jackpots@pilotgames.com. We cannot wait to see all the fun moments that you guys capture.
Absolutely. So make sure you snap those player pictures and send them our way. You can see right to the side of me some great examples of that. Just about 5 seconds to get enrolled as we start talking about some great celebrities born on today. So happy birthday out to anyone playing Pilot games on their birthday today. We're super happy to see you come and celebrate alongside us, and we hope that you get to take home some great jackpots along the way.
We got some big names for us. 1940, Bruce Lee starts off the list over there, the Hong Kong American martial artist and actor who did Enter the Dragon and is just iconic for being Bruce Lee.
Absolutely. Happy birthday. Up next, just 2 years later, in 1942, we've got Jimi Hendrix, the American rock guitarist, known for Purple Haze, Voodoo Child, The Wind Cries Mary, and even more. Awesome stuff. Great musician, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, considered one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Next up, born in 1951, we got Catherine Bigelow, an American director, producer, and writer who did The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. Big action works there.
Incredible. Up next in 1955, probably my favorite name on this list, we have Bill Nye, the American TV host and science presenter from Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he's even an engineer.
Yeah, very, very fun stuff. We love a little Bill and I sighting. And next up in 1971, probably my favorite celebrity on this list, we got Larry Allen, the American Pro Football Hall of Fame guard and tackle, was a dynamic offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys, where he won the Super Bowl one time with them. He was a 6-time first-team All-Pro, 11-time Pro Bowler. He also played for the San Francisco 49ers for a time as well.
Really awesome stuff. Happy birthday to Larry Allen. We have one final celebrity birthday on this list as 1958 brings you Alison Pill. She is the Canadian actress from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as well as Star Trek Picard.
Very cool stuff. Some fun celebrities to highlight here on today. And shout out to anybody out there that is celebrating their birthday on today. If you guys are missing our Twins and you want to get a little Twins action in, play the awesome E-Tab game that we teamed up with the Minnesota Twins for called Twins Win. You can even pick out a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round. See if you take home a Grand Slam prize. It is always a great time there.
That's right, but as we close in here, I want to highlight Jay Swizzy. They played over at the Prairie Grill in Bull while they took home $9,174. Well, over at the Prairie Grill in Bull, they support the Belle Plaine Friends of the Library. They aim to promote the Belle Plaine Public Library and education, a great mission to support and an awesome jackpot that they got to take home just this past weekend.
Yeah, and Belle Plaine Public Library going through big renovations right now, so definitely need a lot of support there. But as we come to a close of this game, we are going to hopefully see $472.02 go out. Last opportunity.
Yes.
Mima, and as well as Firemen. They're splitting up $472.02. Congratulations to both of our winners there, taking home that minor jackpot. Enjoy a little Lucky 4 bingo, as well as some more great game day bingo coming up to you guys very, very soon. As me and Jordy leave you guys off, we'd like you to remember, when you play Pilot games, your community wins.